Though Memorial Day weekend has passed, if you've still got room for another hamburger, then you may like what we have in store for you today. What if I told you there was one way high up in the sky? Stick around and you can find out more about this galaxy-sized hamburger and a host of other things around Leo the Lion in today's episode of Cabin Fever Astronomy with the Eldman Planetarium. Leo is a fun springtime constellation and it's pretty easy to find. First, find the Big Dipper, and then follow these two stars down to Algeba in the Lion's Mane. You might recognize Leo as one of the constellations of the zodiac. The zodiacal constellations are constellations which coincide with the ecliptic, a circle in the sky found by drawing a line from the Earth to the Sun and tracing that line through the sky for one full year. The ecliptics of most other objects in our solar system are very similar, and so many objects, such as planets and asteroids, can be found in the constellations of the zodiac. You may notice that there's a star in Leo which is just next to the ecliptic. That star is Regulus, the brightest star in Leo. Although it's hard to call Regulus a star, it's actually 4 stars that make a quadruple star system. Regulus has been seen as regal by many cultures, including the ancient Babylonians, Persians, and Chinese, a fact which is reflected in its name, which means prince in Latin. Regulus's location near the ecliptic means that it sometimes gets blocked by objects in our solar system passing by that region of the sky. Events like this are known as occultations, and one such occultation of Regulus was made by the Moon shortly before sunrise on October 15, 2017. Regulus has also been occulted by other objects, including an asteroid in 2005. Now, I promised you a hamburger. The Hamburger Galaxy, also known by the less glamorous name of NGC 3628, is also joined by M65 and M66 in what's known as the Leo Triplet. You can find the Leo Triplet just under the left side of Leo, near the star Charon. The Hamburger Galaxy is a spiral galaxy which we see edge on. Because we're looking through the disk of this galaxy, we look through a lot of its dust which blocks many of the stars within the galaxy. This is what makes it look like a hamburger patty. The other two galaxies, M65 and M66, are also spirals, and all three are close enough together that each feels a gravitational tug from the other two. At within 40 million light-years away, these three galaxies are also relatively nearby to us, although not close enough to affect our galaxy in any meaningful way. But they're still nice to look at through a telescope. Leo is also home to one of the closest stars to Earth, Wolf 359. At about 8 light-years away, you might expect it to be a pretty bright star, but Wolf 359 is a red dwarf star and is incredibly dim. You can't see it with the naked eye, and so, despite being so nearby, it was only discovered in 1917. Red dwarfs are the most common type of star, at least in our galaxy, but their dim nature makes them really hard to spot. Last year, researchers discovered what may be 2 planets orbiting around this star. Further research may either confirm or reject their existence, but if confirmed, they would be among the closest extrasolar planets to us. Thanks for being with us today. We hope you enjoyed this brief talk about Leo, and we hope you'll join us again soon for another episode of Cabin Fever Astronomy.